Welcome back to EnlightenedTrading. I'm your host, Conrad, and today we have another look at the crypto market. We're going to discuss in detail two of the major patterns we are seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so here looking at the charts, and of course before jumping into Bitcoin's price today, please make sure you like the video down below and you subscribe to my YouTube channel. As you just saw, I got a new logo and of course a new intro, so that's very nice to see. Okay, so here we are looking at Bitcoin, and you can see that we are still being rejected off this major trend line here, ranging all the way back to 20k and basically connecting all these highs. What is also important is that we still have the possibility for this horizontal resistance area here on top, which of course usually is a bullish sign because the horizontal ranges usually get broken with significance. So while there is still the possibility, I'm going to paint this green for now so you can see it a bit more clear, and this I'm going to paint red because it is bearish. So as you can see here, the green structure is usually a bullish sign. It nicely connects these lows here at the bottom, and as well we can also see that we have a bearish pattern in a bullish pattern. And this is a descending triangle, and it usually breaks to the downside. It's not as confirmed as this ascending triangle is here at the bottom, but it's still pretty valid, and especially this trend line here on top seems to be pretty valid and reasonable looking at the daily time frame here currently, but as well if we go to smaller term time frames here at the 4 hour as well, as I just said. Yes, and I would now look out for maybe even a breakdown. If we really get back to 8,900-ish, then I would start to be pretty concerned about Bitcoin's price in the near to midterm future, because then I do think the likelihood increases that we actually break down and we go back to 7,500 about, which is of course structurally a pretty important support zone. So there is still the likelihood that we actually break down here on Bitcoin. And of course, if we really break down on Bitcoin, then of course this will have a major impact on other altcoins, and they will move coincidentally with Bitcoin, of course. We can as well activate, yeah, this is already activated. You can see the moving average, the 200-day moving average here, still ascending. So this is still a pretty important support zone, so maybe we will not even drop that far. But as I said, yeah, this is still a bearish pattern, a bullish pattern. I would give this maybe a 60 to 40% chance that we actually see once again a break to the upside and reach 10k. This will then finally be, in my opinion, the bullish sign that we will actually break out, and I would then change my possibility to 75% ish, that we will really break above 10k and above 10.5k. And yeah, but until then I would still give this a 40% chance that we really see this descending triangle confirmed and really break down. This is still not unlikely, in my opinion. Of course, this will be extremely correlated with the S&P 500, and if you want to know more about the S&P 500 and other stocks, make sure you check my prior videos. Okay, so that's it for Bitcoin and my possibilities and the current outlook. If we really break to the upside, then we can also take this and extend it similar to what we did on the bottom. Going to put it white, and yeah, you can see we're approximately going to reach 11.6 or 12k, similar to the breakdown, of course, to the downside. Okay, so looking at Ethereum, and Ethereum has a pretty drastic different picture actually. And you can see we can as well, similar to what we did on Bitcoin, connect the prior weekly swing highs, although we're looking at the daily time frame with this trend line here, and we are now currently sitting on this trend line here at Ethereum, just below it. We reached above it shortly, but broke down again. So this seems to be a pretty valid trend line, and as well on the bottom we have a valid trend line touched multiple times here, and also pretty important. And I can actually delete this one mostly. So there still seems to be the possibility for an ascending triangle. As you can see, we have a very clear, a lot clearer actually than on Bitcoin, a horizontal resistance range are around $248, which will be pretty significant once we move back up to it or even break it, similar to what we did right here. We moved above this trend line, but got rejected again. So maybe if we once again jump back up to $248, we will break it significantly, hopefully, of course. And also it needs to coincide with Bitcoin a lot, because if Bitcoin doesn't see a follow through, then Ethereum most likely won't jump. And what is pretty important is that if we see a breakout of Bitcoin here going into the upside and into 10K, we will actually most likely here already be broken out and move to $260 approximately. This would be reasonable, while we are still trapped in Bitcoin. So Ethereum is more bullish looking at price action currently. And yeah, but we still have some important resistance here at $288, so I don't think we will move above that anytime soon. Okay, so yeah, I think that's actually already the most I wanted to mention here on Ethereum. So just activating some indicators real quick. Yeah, and you can also see that we are still far above the 200-day moving average, so Ethereum has nothing to worry about looking at charts, price action, and indicators. So that is pretty positive overall. Yeah, and yeah, looking pretty nice overall. Okay, so I think that's actually already mostly it for today's video. As I said, make sure you watch out for these two patterns here on Bitcoin, which of course can play out into either direction. I would give it almost a 50% chance, but since the bullish pattern is bigger than the bearish pattern, I would give it a 60 to 40 chance to break to 10K and then above 10.5K. This would be my outlook for now, and it also will be pretty important, well, whether or not we are going to hold this 200-day moving average, and as well looking here and looking into Bitcoin. Make sure you check out some of these charts. I will go into these in a little more bit depth in the near-term future, so make sure you check it out, and you be excited for it. It will be a pretty important video. But yeah, until then, also make sure you check out my Instagram page for some funny content along the way. And yeah, that's it. See you guys and girls and people back next time. Bye.